Hello everybody and welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV video. And today's video we are change the HUD layout. In today's video we're going to continue on the main scenario quest. So we're here in Reverence Toll. And we're going to, there we go. Go in here and talk to Minfilia. So we went from maybe there's a primal to now we have to talk to refugees. Okay, so they're right outside. Oh, sometimes I don't like that. Okay, so now we're gonna teleport to Ul'dah. And head to the Adventurers Guild.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers, while more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Oh, okay, wow. But he's okay, so I thought he was like seriously injured the way that the woman was talking. Um. Oh, huh. Alright, give me 1 second while I log back into the... while I log back in. Alright, so sorry, I guess I got kicked out of the server for a reason. I don't know why. Alright, so now we're gonna head to the Hall of Flames and talk with the general and see what he thinks about the riots. And that's not the Hall of Flames. Alright, so now we gotta talk to Flame Commander. Alright, so we're gonna talk to the brass blades at Lost Hope. Alright, so now we gotta talk to this person because apparently refugees came by and bought weapons. Alright, so we gotta soothe this refugee. Alright, so we gotta fight the twins, apparently. And they're south of the Lost Hope in a cave. Oh. I thought it was this one, but nope. It's the cave down here. I always forget to have my fairy out when I start these fights. Okay, that's more than twins. Oh, thank you. Now there are the twins. Alright, so now we're gonna head back to that terrified refugee. Alright. Where is Stone's Throw? Oh. Right by the gate. Alright. So now we're trying to find the merchant that started all this. I don't remember this at all, though. See, I feel like it wasn't the merchant that really started this. I think it was one of the rich people in Udall trying to show that refugees need to just leave the city. Trying to show the general and the sultana that. But we'll see. Alright, so now I got to go find the merchant. Oops, did not mean to do that. There we go. Alright, so now we're gonna head back to the Hall of Fames and talk to the Flame Commander there. Alright. Alright. So now we gotta head to the Chamber of Rule. And we'll be able to talk to the General and the Sultana. And hopefully we find out what's really going on.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
Would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Alright, so that was a lot. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. So, Ulda had some riots. And apparently it was the nice guy who was trying to help all the refugees. Apparently he's the one who did all that. I thought it was going to be the Lord Lorito. I thought it was going to be him. He seemed evil. He seemed so evil. But I guess he's not. Like I said, I've never seen this part. I've always skipped through all this stuff. So I don't know what's really going on right now. So seeing all that, and apparently he's trying to get a hold of that stuff just to get a weapon. That's crazy. In the next video, we're going to continue on with the main scenario quest. I'm going to keep doing this until I'm able to get my Conjurer to level 50. Well, by then it'll be a white mage, but I'm going to keep doing that. And then once I do get it to level 50, I'm going to do the raids. Because I want to heal, I want to be a healer as a raid, but I don't want to level up my scholar too much more. So in the next video, we're going to continue on to the main scenario quest and see how things play out. If you guys like this video, you like the series, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when I release a video. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, leave a comment down below. Excuse me. In the top right corner of the screen, you're going to see my Final Fantasy 14 walkthrough pop up. You can click on that and go to, you know, a certain video or watch the whole thing, whatever you want to do. This is Trent. Take care.